I am passionate that children should be in full-time education, and we should be providing the time, resources, and support to make that work. It should be a no-brainer. If a child needs one-on-one support, they should get one-on-one support. I'm eclectic. If we want a specialist room, a specialist classroom, mainstream, whatever that child needs to attend full-time school, it's vital that we have that. So that isn't new. But that isn't really the problem. The thing that got me upset and teary is the amount of teachers who are leaving education. And I am multi-passionate about students and teachers. The reason I teach teachers is because I remember that feeling of being in a classroom with 25 5-year-olds and not knowing what to do. Having learnt at uni what is autism, not what to do. Hi everyone, welcome to the Sue Larkey podcast. As I always say, you have to embrace difference to make a difference. Let's dive into today's podcast. Well, welcome everybody. This podcast is a little bit different. I'm not sure exactly where it's going to go. It's me having a bit of a rant and a problem solve and hopefully coming up with some solutions. As many of us are preparing to start the school year in Australia and New Zealand and this part of the world for 2023, I always like to take time to reflect and to think about what's working and what's not working. Some of you might have heard me say I've read a book recently called The Gap and the Gain, and I've really enjoyed it. It's been about, that often we focus on the gap instead of what the gain is. And I think in education at the moment, we need to look at the gap, but I'm all about coming up with solutions. So I'm hoping that this podcast inspires you to join me in a little bit of a gain, in a bit of an idea. And what I mean by gain is creating a positive community. So I'm going to just explain to you why I've come to this conclusion, but I'll give you the punchline first. Basically, I want to set up a neurodiversity network where I have autism ambassadors or ADHD or ODD, PDA ambassadors in schools. And it can be an individual or a group, but I'm going to send you each week some tip sheets or an inspirational quote or something to put up in your staff room. But then we're going to have a Facebook community where we can help each other and share ideas. And it's a private Facebook community. So if you've got a child who is crying, what can we do? If you've got a child, I had one on my Facebook page the other day where after 4 hours, a 21-year-old was having meltdowns every day and wanting some solutions. So this is an opportunity for us to work together in a private Facebook group because then I can actually make sure that we have the people in that community we want in that community. My public Facebook group, because I'm a public figure, I can't control who's in that group. So there's a few things about this group. One is I've decided you're going to have to apply, but don't be overwhelmed. It's just putting your hand up and going, yep, I want to be part of it. Yes, I'm prepared to print out 1 or 2 things a week and put them in a plastic sleeve on a pinboard or on a whiteboard. That's all. That's all you need to do. But it's no harder than that. I'll do all the thinking. You just have to print and put it up. And my aim is that we have a community helping each other. So that's what applying will be. Applying's just about saying, yes, I'm prepared to do that. And then what I'm going to do is have a separate email group for all the people who are part of that. And then when you apply to be part of the Facebook community, I'll know you're part of that group and I can keep it that we have a lovely close-knit community. I mean, I'm hoping we end up with quite a few people in there so we can all help each other. That is my aim. At the moment, I have the name Neurodiversity Network, but I'm thinking it's going to be global. So it doesn't matter where you are in the world, you can be part of our global neurodiversity network. And I'm hoping it'll be fun. So my aim is it will be fun. But can I say the concept came out of me having a little cry, a little upset, a little bit of despair, really, because I'm even getting teary thinking about it now that, some of you know, I can get on my high horse and you've been to my workshops, I can, get a little bit worked up about our students and I worry about them. But Actually, I've been reflecting for a while, as you know, that we've got a lot of children who aren't in full-time education. And that worries me deeply because every time a child misses half a day of school, there's a compound effect of that. Think of yourself. If you miss a day of work, how does that feel? But when a child misses an excursion, they miss that social and the ongoing conversation. When a child misses an afternoon, they might miss an activity and then there might have been social in that. Imagine coming back after half a day. So I've talked about this before. That isn't a new thing. And you might have heard me talk about that I am passionate that children should be in full-time education and we should be providing the time, resources and support to make that work. It should be a no-brainer. If a child needs one-on-one support, they should get one-on-one support. I'm eclectic. If we want a specialist room, a specialist classroom, mainstream, whatever that child needs to attend full-time school, it's vital that we have that. So that isn't new. But that isn't really the problem. The thing that got me upset and teary is the amount of teachers who are leaving education. And I am multi-passionate about students and teachers. The reason I teach teachers is because I remember that feeling of being in a classroom with 25 5-year-olds and not knowing what to do. Having learnt at uni what is autism, not what to do, having a complex classroom, being busy, being a first-year art teacher, getting home at the end of every day, exhausted. Often that first year you're unwell, lost my voice, I think 3 times, just not used to talking out loud all day, being in universities, writing essays, not talking, and feeling like I was just surviving, not thriving. And my passion has been ever since I started training teachers, and I'm not sure if any of them listen, but when I worked at Western Autistic School, I would teach our new teachers coming in. I would do the training program, and that's take them into classrooms and observe and unpack it and explain it and support our new teachers through our new teacher mentoring. And that's when I realized how much I loved doing that, how much I loved interpreting what teachers were doing and how they were doing it and why they were doing it for children with autism, what I wished I'd known when I first started. So I know there are teachers out there that are getting home and just getting through the day like I was. And that really upsets me because not only do we have children not in full-time school, we have teachers leaving education in droves. I mean, it is... teachers are either retiring or resigning, and it is a huge, huge worry. I mean, Dan Andrews is offering for teachers to move to Victoria and pay them extra to move. I mean, that is just a symptom of the system. I have worked in 4 states in Australia, and I can tell you in the past when you move states, they didn't make it easy. They often didn't even ignore, they'd want to check your degree, covered everything they did. They wouldn't often acknowledge the hours that I'd done or the years of teaching. I'd have to go back to the bottom. Now they're like, we need you. Come and work for us. Come to our state. We'll pay you extra, which is fine. But these are the systems of a broken system. I mean, I can't just sit back and go, oh, it's okay, children aren't in full-time school. It's okay, all these teachers are retiring and resigning. Because I don't think we can afford for one more child not to be in full-time school. But for every teacher that leaves, the experience that's leaving, the knowledge, first-year out teachers are only lasting 5 years in education. People don't sign up for teaching or put their hand up for teaching unless they are passionate about teacher education, about education. People don't become a teacher assistant unless they are passionate about helping children. I've never met a teacher or teacher assistant who isn't passionate about education. So people don't leave easily. What I think we're putting the money in the wrong spot. They're saying, oh, well, what we're going to do, we're going to train more teachers. Oh, and we're going to get people from corporate, get people to come across and be a teacher. No. How about we invest more in the teachers that are there? How about we listen to the teachers and get rid of all this admin? How about we, Give them the training, not being egocentric, but, my training. People come to my training and say it's the best training they've had in 20 or 30 years. There should be lots of best training teachers have had in the last 20 or 20, 30 years, not just Sue Larkey. There are lots of great courses, but a lot of teachers, the schools don't have the capacity to release them. And it's even worse now. I just did a survey asking, how can I help you in 2023? 40% of teachers said, I would love to attend face-to-face, but I cannot get a day out of the classroom. I cannot get a day out. I mean, to say we don't have capacity for teachers to come out, to go to a conference or a learning day, guess what? Teachers are saying, I need to do online on demand, but that's something else for them to do at the end of the day. In reality, they should be being released to do my course online on demand. They have to squash it around their demands. They should be doing it as a day out. And I know lots of your schools do that. So I don't want to, I know this doesn't apply to all of you. I know some schools are amazing, teacher assistants, where your schools release you to all come and do my teacher assistant course together, where schools do my online training as a whole staff. But if you're meant to squash it around everything else, how hard is that? I'd prefer you came, connected with other people and did learning, having that day out where we give you morning tea and lunch and you go back invigorated. And, that's what I see. People walk out like inspired, So I believe we have two big problems happening. One is the number of teachers leaving. The other is the number of children who aren't in full-time school. I think I read we've gone from 50,000 to 100,000, and I think that might be just in New South Wales. And I think I read something like 50% of New South Wales teachers are planning to retire or resign in the next 5 years. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm not going to get upset and cry again. This is the second time I've tried to record this podcast. I started crying last time. I just cry because oh my goodness. Anyway, I'm not going to get upset. So here's what I think. I am a problem solver. I have always believed that armed with the tools and understanding, we can do so much together. So this is why I said up front in my introduction that we are going to create a community where we can work together, where we can support each other, where we can inspire each other, where I can put up on my notice board a beautiful embrace difference to make a difference and take a photo and share it with other people. I know one of my podcast listeners made a beautiful poster like that last year. Now, wouldn't have that been nice to share with each other, inspire you? That I'm feeling like if we're having a tough time with behavior or whatever it is, that we can work together. We can lean on each other, that we need a community of educators for our diverse students to support our diverse students, because we can't support the students unless we feel supported. So parents, if you're listening and you know someone in your school who would be a great advocate or ambassador, can you let them know about this? I'm hoping we have educators from 3-year-olds right through to post-school options. I'm hoping we have a whole lot of range of educators in all ages and stages. We might have people from TAFEs. We might have people from universities. We might have people from specialists, mainstream, eclectic group of educators who are here to support each other. Now, if you're in Australia, I'm thinking, I might change my mind on this, but at this stage, I'm thinking I'm going to do weekly prizes where I send you out a little prize, it might even be just a voucher to get yourself a coffee, but whatever, we're going to do that. Globally, I'm not sure how I'll do that, but I'll have a think. I'm always problem solving. I'm sure I'll be able to come up with that, some sort of virtual prizes. But my passion is that we all help each other and inspire each other. So if you've found a great sensory tool, how about you take a photo and tell everyone, or if you found a great activity for Star Wars that a child's love, how about we all share it with each other so that we can all save each other time, but also inspire each other. So what you're going to need to be is a Facebook user, because I feel Facebook's the best way to have that private community. And when I asked you in the survey, how do most of you get my information? I think 60% of you said Facebook. So it'll be on Facebook. And one of the other things is this: it can be an individual or a group in a school. But the other reason this inspired me to create this network is a teacher said to me on my webinar, which isn't unusual, and I realized how often I get asked this, that they asked, Sue, what do I do if I put in place a strategy but the other teachers in the school don't support me? And I thought, wow, yeah, I know that feeling. I know when I've given a child a wooden hand massager and a teacher's taken it off them, or I've put in place preventative breaks for a child in secondary and a teacher goes, oh, they don't need it. The whole point of a preventative break is we give it so they don't need a break later, and I understand that. So anyone who is, can you hear my voice is breaking a bit, but anyone who is feeling like that teacher, that you're constantly the one trying to advocate for our children, then our diverse learners, then this group's for you. Because even though you mightn't get the support in your workplace, you're going to get the support in this network where we can help each other, where we can come up with ideas of what to do when other teachers aren't supportive, or just knowing, well, okay, they're not my peeps, but my peeps are in the neurodiversity network, and just come and spend some time there and hang out there with us and get ideas and inspiration. So I guess my idea is that it can be exhausting trying to get other educators on board. So how about we hang out with people who are on board? How about we create a community where we are all in it together and we have each other's backs, and that it's a safe place that we can be with each other. So that is what I'm thinking is the key part of this. Now, for those of you who are feeling like, oh, Sue, I've already got too much to do, I don't want another job, it really is just going to be print, I'm thinking like get 2 plastic sleeves, put some Velcro. I'll put a picture on my website what I'm thinking. And then you just slide in each week the tip sheets I send you. I'll send them to you in color, but you can print them in color or black and white. I am thinking I'm going to create like a sign that goes on top that says embrace difference to make a difference. So like a sort of a heading, and then you have the 2 plastic sleeves. But you literally can pop those in each week, and sometimes they might be like a lovely motivational image. Sometimes they might be tip sheets. And then what I'm planning to do, and there'll just be a QR code on there. So if teachers want the tip sheet, they don't have to take it away to copy it. They can just put their phone over it. Boom. They'll have it on their phone or iPad, and they'll have the tips to refer back to. So as an autism ambassador, you don't have to be worrying about photocopying. People can just go over the QR code and then bang, they've got it on their phone for tips to refer back to, or ideas, or, I'm thinking earlier in the year we'll do like creating a calm area. And then maybe you can put a display up of what you've already got in the school, because I'm thinking so often these books and resources are hidden in cupboards. How about we put out a display of the diversity books we have in our classrooms and schools already? So it's not like needing to go and get more things. It's just inspiring each other what's there. I'll do the QR coding, and then I'm hoping you'll put photos of what displays you've put up, or like what sensory tools you put out, or what resources your school have, and then inspire other people to do it. So I really don't want it to be more work for any of you. But one of the things I am thinking is that maybe once a term I'll do like a special Q&A webinar just for members, where we can get on, or, members as in you're going to apply for the group. I'll check. I'm going to be checking in with you what you want, but I'm thinking we might do a Q&A. And even if you can't do it, I can record it and send you the replay and tell you where the questions were. And that can just be a live Q&A where you all just get on and ask me questions, and other people might be able to help answer the questions. So we can make it like that. So I'm thinking it is just a matter of that print out, share, and it's about connection. I think if COVID taught us anything, it's about connection. And I'm hoping the more connection we have, the better you feel, the more supported you feel, and more of you will stay in education. That is my dream. If just one of you finds this group uplifting and inspiring and stays on teaching for another year, or If you're having a challenging time with a child, that you get some strategies from us and you turn that around and have a fantastic year with that child, that you're not so exhausted by the end of the day and you're not getting to the end of the day feeling exhausted, that you're actually feeling inspired with strategies, and then that child attends school more and you get less behavior. So therefore the child doesn't, feels better about themselves too, that I think that would make a difference. So I'm really hoping that for our diverse learners, that through you getting this support and encouragement, you are able to then support and encourage our diverse learners, because you cannot be supported. If you're not supported, you haven't got capacity to support the children. And I'm truly hoping that you will apply to be part of this. Now, remember, it can be a group of you. It doesn't just have to be one of you. In fact, I'd love it to be more than one teacher or educator. I'd love it to be a few of you that are the ambassadors, and then one of you chooses to put up the notes, and one of you might be on putting up displays. Anyway, I'm sure that we are going to get lots of ideas, but as a teacher, I really want to support my colleagues in 2023. I want this to be a year where you feel inspired, not like feeling like retiring. I was trying to make that rhyme. Inspired, not retire. Yeah. I hope that you feel inspired, not retired. I want you to let me know how I can help you. Honestly, let me know. And I'm hoping through this group, I find out how I can help you and, find out what we can do to make a difference for each other and for our children. So I don't want to sound like a broken record. I know I have gone on a little bit, but I truly believe the number of children not in full-time school and the number of educators leaving are a symptom of a broken system. I don't know how to fix the system, but I do know that I'm going to have a good try at supporting you throughout 2023. Please, I'm just hoping I'm feeling really vulnerable, I'll be honest. I'm like, what if no one wants to join? What if people think this is a crazy idea? So even if it's not you, share this episode with someone who might want to apply. To be part of it, all I need is your name, your email address. I'm going to get your postal address so that if I have to send you prizes, I don't have to contact you for them. I've already got it and I can send you out a prize. And I'm also thinking, because the way my emails work, I can work out who's clicked and opened the emails. I'm thinking I'm going to give you like a certificate for being an ambassador. So you will get, like, in your CV, an autism ambassador, or whatever we'll decide as a group. If it's a neurodiversity network ambassador in your school, you're taking on this role. I think it'd be great to have that in your CV as a beautiful certificate that we print out, that I send to you, because I'll know who's been engaged. And the way that you'll win the prizes is all you have to do is be on the Facebook group, maybe just liking a post. You don't even have to comment, because with Facebook, I can see who's been engaged or liking things. So the good news is the robots, the technology, I mean, it freaks me out. We can know who's opened emails and who's clicked on things, but freaks me out. I can see but that's all it'll be. That your participation just be a like, love heart. Your participation can just be print. You don't even have to say anything to your staff. You can print it out and put it up. Hope you like my idea. I'm feeling positive again. I hope that we can, I'm creating, imagine if we could get 1,000 neurodiversity people, neurodiversity ambassadors in our network. Join me in 2023. Let's have fun. We might have a little cocktail and dance off one afternoon. I love a little party. So those of you who know me a little bit better know I can be a little bit crazy. So hope you can join me. Jump on the podcast page. There will be an apply now to be part of the network. Remember, it's just a matter of putting in the application saying, yes, I'm up for it. That's all you have to do. Okay, can't wait to see you as part of our network. Let's create 1,000 people in this amazing group of supportive educators who make a difference to each other and the children that they teach. Oh, I forgot to say, if you're a speechy, OT, allied health professional, you too can be part of the network. You can put this up in your waiting room, even for parents, or in your staff room for each other. So I should have said, anyone who works or loves neurodiverse children, this is for you. Parents, you can be part of it if you want. I just think it's going to be more teacher focused. But I know many of you wear a few hats, actually. I have a lot of parents who are teacher assistants, and I have a lot of parents who are teachers. So whoever would like to be part of our autism ambassadors, anyone who would be prepared to put two A4 pieces of paper up once a week or so to share with their community to help everyone make a difference. Because the more we educate everybody, the more we can support the children. So it's really about sharing those tips and understanding and inspiration to support whoever is interested. So yeah, whoever you are listening, you are more than welcome to join in our network. I hope you've got some great tips and strategies to make a difference. Remember, strategies wear out and not every strategy works for everybody. If you're ready to dive in deeper to more strategies and ideas to make a difference, I'd highly recommend you consider Dr. Tony Attwood or my online courses. For more information, visit my website www.sulaki.com.au.